What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is my review for Legendary Season 2, Episode 4. It is the 7 Deadly Sins ball. So, guest judge this week is Normandy. Am I saying her name right? Normandy? I feel like I'm saying the country. But she's the young lady that used to sing with the group Fifth Element, I believe. And I didn't realize that she's a dancer because I don't know a lot about her. But I could tell by her critiques throughout the episode that she's a trained dancer. So that gives you some insight that she, when it comes to that type of thing. So this week, the ball itself, we're going to be looking for elements of spin. So it's all about the spin, the spin, the spin. And then the second part is that they were doing a runway walk with male, I wrote it down. Male figure runway in pumps. So we'll get to that in a minute. So because the house of Tichy because they were the superior house last week, they not only got to pick which of the 7 deadly sins they wanted to be, but then they also were able to pick the 7 deadly sins for the rest of the houses. And of course, that's all about being strategic. So the house of Tichy goes first, which is another, I don't know, I think in this case, I think it might have worked against them that they went first, because honestly, I felt like they gave a perfect performance. Like, I was ready for them to get another 50, and they didn't. But I feel like if they had gone last, or even in the middle, I feel like that performance, people would have been going up for it. But that's just me. So they had this whole thing going, where the Mother Gia was up. It was this, they were Wrath. They were Wrath, and she was up on this thing. She had this black, and the kids were coming from up underneath her. And it's hard to describe, but I thought it was everything. I thought the spins were there. I thought she was giving great face. And when I say face, I mean like the makeup and stuff. It was beautiful. I thought it was everything. Like, I really thought it was everything. I was here for it. And like I said, I really thought that was a 50. That was me. Maybe it's me. But they got a 43, and I thought that was low. Then we had the House of Orichi. They were Lust. They were doing this whole Medusa thing. They had a great concept. I think they just didn't push it far enough, or maybe there were certain limitations to the staging. But they had this great idea of having a stripper pole, and one of the guys, he knows how to work the pole. And he was on that pole, and he was spinning and spinning and spinning. But the problem was, the pole didn't come out. So I guess they probably couldn't bring it all the way out on the stage. And so it was there, and you looked at it for a second. But then at a certain point, you stopped really paying attention, but it was still a lot going on the pole, right? Father Orichi, we found out that he's Muslim and he's from West Africa. But overall, I thought they did okay. The whole Medusa thing, as it relates to Lust, I don't know. I wasn't quite sure about the connection there. I don't know. Maybe I'm not up on my Greek mythology, but I don't know. Anyway, they got a 36, which, that's not great. Then we had the House of Mugler. Y'all know I love my House of Mugler. Y'all know I love them, right? Y'all know I'm partial to the House of the Mugler. They were sloth. And here's the thing. The father of the house, he said it's hard because you want to give energy, you want to give an upbeat performance. It's hard to do that with a category like sloth, because the idea of a sloth is just that, slow moving. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't care what them judges said. I don't care what those judges said. That performance was everything to me. The judges wasn't crazy, they wasn't crazy about it. They only got a 38, but bitch, I don't give a damn. The only thing I did have a criticism for, I didn't see a lot of dips. I mean spins. I wrote dips, but I meant spins. I didn't see as many spins as I would like to have seen. But other than that, I just think they did a good job of trying to show sloth. They had this whole thing with where the music was slow down, like it was like a slow, and then they even would slow down their choreography, and they did like these slow dips. Oh, that's why I was writing the dip. They did this slow dip together as one motion. I mean, not one motion, but as one like one group. It was everything. Even Normandy, I think it's Normandy. Anyway, even she said she wanted that choreography. It was everything. I don't know what the hell them judges was looking at. I'm not saying they were perfect, that they should have got a 50. But I definitely feel like their score should have been higher than a 38. That is me. That is all. The next was the House of Icon. They had Envy. I'm going to just tell you, my notes say sloppy and obvious, and it was a mess. And what I meant by obvious is that I like these storylines that make me think. I like these concepts where I have to actually think out the concept. Their deadly sin was Envy, and what I mean by it was the obvious storyline is like they literally came out as a cheerleader, the prom king, like students, and they literally did a skit about somebody being jealous of somebody else because they were cuter than them, or he was the prom king. Like, I just felt like the storyline was obvious, but and I wasn't really feeling their presentation, but neither were the judges. They got a 33. The House of Milan came next. They had Greed. One of the biggest criticisms from the judges about their performance was that they didn't see the greed. Now, at the very beginning, somebody robbed somebody of their jewelry, but here's the thing. What do they always say? If you have to explain it, it wasn't that effective. And so the fact that some of the judges saw it and some of the judges didn't, not only that, but if your whole theme was envy, your whole presentation should have been a bank heist or something. I mean, was greed. It should have been a bank heist. Something, right? Something that it was obvious that this was about greed. But anyway, they got a 32, and I didn't necessarily disagree. Then we had the House of Garcon. They did Pride and Vanity. Listen, bitch, the House of Garcon 8. Their outfits had Mother Stasia's face all over it. All over it. And it was all about her being so vain, and like you hear the voiceover of how she is this and she is that, and she's an icon and a legend, and she's this and she's that, and how beautiful she is. And then at the end, it's the whole pride goeth before the fall moment. Tonka had a rough week because he said he's sort of getting in his head. Remember, Tonka's the big guy, and he's sort of getting in his head a little bit. I think maybe he's having trouble maybe picking up the choreography and stuff like that. And he was a little off in the performance, but overall, I personally would have given them a 50. I think Megan gave them a 9, but everybody else gave them 10s. So they got a 49. But I personally felt like their performance was everything. For me, it was. Last, we had the House of Balenciaga. They were Gluttony. They had a whole, like, Candyland kind of thing going. I didn't really like it that much. I mean, it was okay, but compared to the first 2 weeks, well, the first 2 performances of the House of Balenciaga, I would have expected more. I don't know, but they got a 49 too, and I think that was high. That's just me, and I forgot who gave them a 9. So they didn't get a perfect score, but I don't know. I wasn't crazy about their performance. So then we had the runway, and so the runway was male, runway, but they had to do it in pumps, and this was either a 10 or a chop. Okay, this was either a 10 or a chop. All right, and then the second round was a catwalk showdown where they had to prance. So we had oh Lord, let me see if I can read my own handwriting. Is that I can't read my own handwriting, y'all. Shoot. I wrote down the names of who walked for each person, each house, but I can't read my own damn handwriting. Is that, I think that might be, is that David Mugler, King Milan, Dro, Tashi? I'm sorry, y'all. I can't read my own damn handwriting. Juniper, Balenciaga, Father Orici, Father Icon, Savion, Garcon. I hope I got everybody's name right. I apologize if I didn't. So Mugler was a chop, Milan was a chop, Tachi chop, Balenciaga a chop. It came down to Orici, Icon, and Garcon. They all walked and pranced, and it ended up, the winner ended up being Orici, who was Father Orici, and as a prize they got 10 points added to their score, which put them at a 40 something. And Balenciaga, since it was a tie between Balenciaga and Garcon for Superior House. Normandy, I feel like I just said that girl name 3 times, 3 different ways, but she was the tiebreaker, and she gave it to Balenciaga. Personally, I feel like the house of Garcon should have got it. I feel like they kind of got screwed a little bit, but that's just me. Then it came down to the House of Icon versus Milan, because they were the 2 bottom houses. Hallie Cat went for the House of Icon. Mallory went for the House of Milan. But overall, it went to the House of Icon, and the House of Milan has fallen. So that was legendary this week. You guys, listen. I don't know. The judges seemed like they weren't agreeing this week. They were real testy with each other, questioning each other's scores, trying to, well, you're going to have to justify that score. Well, I don't know why you did that score. Well, what were you looking at? Well, what were you looking at? And we saw that last season, where they definitely had weeks where they did not get along and they did not agree with each other's scores. This was just one of those weeks, and so we'll see what the long run is of that. But that did absolutely happen. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Put it in those comments. Peace.